Hi everyone. This is the first time going live on Facebook. So here we are. I want to start by talking to you guys about, well, for those of you that don't know, I'm Sammie Jo. I'm 25 years old and I'm a psychic medium. Hi. I've been doing this for about 12 years, since I was 14 years old. I became a full-time medium in 2011, and since then I've been doing this professionally full-time. I really enjoy what I do. I'm very passionate about helping people, healing, and teaching people about their abilities. Hi Raven. My new goal, I guess, with my abilities is to start teaching people how to be more in tune with their abilities, how to understand the energy that they're feeling around them, and in what ways that they can help other people through their abilities, as well as having peace in their lives. As many people know, I've recently made some major life changes, and I had a bit of turmoil for the beginning of this year. I guess you could say it started last year. I had a hysterectomy. I've dealt with pain for years, and I had a surgery to help relieve that pain. So in between that and the other major life changes that I've made, it had been pretty chaotic for me for a while. Over the past 3 months, I have done intense soul work. I've been working on finding peace in my life, finding a connection with my higher self. I found that it's, I don't want to say it's easy to read for other people, but it's a lot easier to read for other people than it is to read things about my own life. And I'm sure anyone with intuitive abilities can relate. You can tell other people what's going on with them and give them advice all you want, but when it comes down to your life, that's when we get a little more confused or have trouble understanding exactly what the messages are for us. So over the past 3 months, I've really taken a step back from my life and tried to find a way to connect fully with my higher self, with the divine. And, as you know, I kind of did a little running for a while. But I'm back home now. I'm coming to you live from my kitchen, and I've made some major transformations. I've learned to connect to the divine in different ways through meditation. I've started practicing hypnosis on myself. I've been doing hypnosis for a long time, but it wasn't until recently that I started really applying all the techniques that the other side have taught me. And it's been an incredible journey. I've made so much peace in my life, and I'm still at a point where I don't really understand everything that's to come. I don't know what tomorrow is going to bring, just like anybody else. But I have incredible faith. I'm more connected to the divine than I've ever been. I feel like that the messages that I'm getting for other people are very powerful, and I feel like I'm doing more light work than I ever have, and I'm really excited to be on this journey. And most of all, I'm incredibly grateful for the support that you all have given me through the years, but especially with major life changes. You people have been just consistently loving and supporting and encouraging me, and I'm more grateful for that than I can express in words. So I see that we have quite a few people joining in. Thank you all for watching this. This is exciting. I'd like to open it up for questions for anyone, because this is what this broadcast is kind of about, is opening up to you guys, testing how this works, and providing the opportunity for you to ask any questions that you have for me about what I've been going through, about the new lessons that I've learned, or any questions that you have about my psychic abilities, or really just anything. So I'm leaving it open to you guys for questions. Does anybody have anything? It's pretty quiet.
Yeah, it is.
Well, that's cool too. I mean, I just wanted to really see how this works. I appreciate all of your support and your love. Raven asks, are you getting any feelings with anyone chatting and watching right now? Honestly, I haven't started feeling anything from anyone yet, but I will, give you the opportunity. If anyone has one question, I'll answer one question in person. It's about psychic things, or if you want to connect with anyone, just let me know. Jenny says, how did I get into this? Well, it started when I was 14 years old, and I started seeing my cousin. She had passed away a year before that, and she started waking me up in the middle of the night. At first, I was really scared, right? Like, I was thinking that I was going to die, because you always hear about spirits coming around people before they're passing. So I was afraid, and I turned to my mother, and she really helped me to find peace with it. She took me to a medium, Mary Bogart, and Mary said that I just basically had the same abilities that she did. And we all sat around that summer basically talking to spirits. I opened up, and they were there, and the spirits that were present really showed me the ropes. At first, I was afraid. I dealt with a religious standpoint about how God would perceive me, because in traditional religion, it can be frowned upon. But through a lot of prayer and through a lot of love and support from my family and my friends, I began to make peace and have a very strong relationship with God, and know that what I'm doing is in the light. Okay, let's see other questions here. Whoa. Sorry, guys. I'm still figuring this out. Jennifer says, you once told me that I may have abilities. How would you go about tuning into those if you've never had before? The first thing that I would recommend to anyone that believes they have abilities is pay attention to what you feel on a daily basis. A lot of times that we learn to manage our abilities without even knowing what we're doing. So pay attention to what you're sensing throughout the day, what you feel, what you hear when you're thinking. In all of your senses, the other side can communicate. So pay attention to what you're receiving. And the next thing is practice some form of meditation. Meditation doesn't have to be traditionally sitting on the floor, chanting, that kind of thing. Meditation can be walking. For me, walking in the woods has been very therapeutic. I've turned to nature to teach me to meditate over the past 3 months. So I go out in nature, I connect to the energy of the trees or the ocean, and I allow that to relax me and to connect me to the divine. And once you feel that connection, you can start to ask for guidance and understanding your abilities. So try to connect. And as you're connecting, be sure to pray for white light. And the white light is the light of God, the light of love. And that will keep you safe and protected as you're practicing with your own connection. My sister's here with me. I'm sure you all know Casey. She's helping me with this today.
Kimberly said, what happens when you feel a tug at your shoulder? Had that happen in my kitchen 3 weeks ago. I think it was my dad.
Spirits, our loved ones can communicate with us in many different ways, and they do many different things to let us know that their presence is around. When something like that happens, try to envision yourself opening your heart. I believe that it's through the love that we have with the other side, with the divine, that we're able to have this communication. So when you feel something, or you get a touch or a smell or just a sense that somebody may be present, envision yourself opening your heart, opening your love up to receiving who this is and whatever message they have. And so if you feel like it was your dad, I would say it absolutely was. So trust that. And the next time that you feel it, think about the love that you had with your father, not necessarily his passing, because when you think about his passing, it could represent final endings, Think about the love that you shared with him and see yourself connecting to him. And then from that point, you may be able to build communication. Often the other side says that even though I've passed away, our relationship is not over, it's only changed. And you have to kind of find a way to communicate in a way that you trust and that you can understand the information.
Somebody, Michelle Wright said, are you feeling the positive vibes coming your way from all these people?
Oh, absolutely. I was so nervous when I started, or before I started this. Ever since I decided to do this, I've been incredibly nervous. And as soon as I'm signing on and people are signing in, I absolutely feel all the love and support from you all. It's always very uplifting and inspiring to me. So thank you. Thank you all for the love that you're sending my way. She's having a problem. Thank you, Kimberly. And Kimberly says she's seen a butterfly right after she felt the tug out of her shoulder. So a butterfly, any animal can be a symbol from the other side. For me, my grandfather presents himself as a hawk. He comes at times that we need protection. We'll notice the hawk standing around, especially in my grandmother's yard. So any animals that you can relate to your loved ones, they may make their presence to let you know that your loved ones are around. Judy says, do you think we're on the other side when we are dreaming? Is that what it is when we pass over? Is it what we think it is? Well, honestly, I don't know exactly what all it is. I definitely believe that it's not what we think it is, because I believe that the other side is more complex than our human minds can understand. But the dreaming state, from what I understand, is it is possible to travel to the other side while you're dreaming. Not all dreams are soul travel, but it is absolutely possible, especially if you're setting the intention for that awareness and for that connection as you're sleeping. If you are soul traveling to the other side, it is my understanding that the sense of peace that you get on the other side during that soul travel is similar to what we feel when we cross over. I don't think it's exactly the same, because I have understood that when we cross over, we are relieved of all of our earthly burdens. So in a moment's time, we're relieved of all of our burdens, all of our pain and trauma through our lives, and immediately feel this sense of peace. And from my understanding, that's not something we can ever experience in our lifetimes on earth. That is something that we can just experience on the other side.
Julie wants to know if her father has anything to say to her.
I also see right there from Julie, that is my dad proud of me. Julie, I do feel like your father does have messages for you. I feel like his messages are about, and I've connected to your father before, so I'm very familiar with his spirit. But I feel like that his messages are about encouragement. I feel like he's showing me that you've been struggling greatly since his passing, but especially over the past 3 weeks. I feel like that I'm seeing it seems like a separation in your life, that I feel like a separation with a friendship or in a romantic relationship over the past 3 weeks that has caused more confusion or you feeling more lost. I feel like he's encouraging you to continue working on yourself. I feel like he's showing me that you're at a point where, I don't know if you're in counseling or you're doing counseling type work for yourself, like self-reflection, journaling, that type of thing. I feel like he's showing me you're definitely working on yourself, and he's encouraging you to do that. He's showing me you writing, so I don't know if it's something that you've started recently or something you've been thinking about, but he's encouraging you to write out your thoughts, and writing is also a good way to connect to our loved ones on the other side. Maybe write him a letter, and that can help you strengthen your connection to him. After you write your letter, try to open your heart and feel if you can feel him around. Okay. Let's see. Okay, going through here. Thank you, Toby. Thank you for supporting this and watching this as well. And Casey, can you help me with another question? I'm struggling to see it here.
Michelle Wright said, "What about a wren?" I think she means a bird.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, animals, any type of animal that a spirit may be connected to, often it's a reflection of their personality or an animal that they were very drawn to in life. So if a wren has a special connection to a loved one and it's something that you see often, definitely trust that. It makes me think about crows. For my father, he sees 3 crows whenever he's asking for guidance. And he believes this is his sister, his father, and his great-grandfather. So my grandfather comes to me in hawks, but he comes to my father in crows because that's his way of communicating to each of us. So any type of animal can be a message from a spirit.
Kim Hudspeth says, "Why doesn't anyone want to connect with me?"
Kim, it's not that they don't want to connect to you. I think that the spirits that are around you are waiting for you to open fully. A lot of times if someone is a medium and they're at the brink of transition, the brink of opening up, and they're wanting messages from other people, the other side says, no, we're going to wait until you open up to us. So it may not be that they're not wanting to connect to you, but they're wanting to connect to you directly instead of through anyone else. So I would recommend meditating and opening yourself up. I know that you have quite a bit of hesitation in opening up to the spirits that are present, but I believe fully that surround yourself in white light. Ask your guides to guide the experience to where it's not overwhelming for you, and you'll be just fine. And I'm always here if you need any help.
Jennifer Alterich said, "I may need help I may need to set up a reading. I'm wondering about future decisions like job and moving, and also wanting to connect with my grandmother again."
Yeah, Jennifer, I would be happy to set up a reading with you. We can talk about, during a reading, we can talk about the jobs, the living situation, and connect to your grandmother. I do feel like what they're showing me is I'm seeing this major decision being a new job in a new location. I feel like they are showing me major life transition for you in the next 6 months. So it's going to be within this year that you make this change. I feel like that the job and the location are related. So you'll move to a new area because you're being relocated because of this job. But if you would like to set up a reading, please contact me and we can set it up and get more information to you.
Is it hard to connect with someone that has passed here recently?
That's a good question. You know, it's different for every spirit. Some spirits, it does take time, and for others, I've connected with them the same day that they've passed. I think it's an individual basis. It has nothing to do with the way that they've passed, or it's more just about their spirit and what they've experienced during their life. So it's very possible to connect the same day, or it could be several weeks after their passing. But a lot of times I see that someone won't, a spirit won't communicate until the person, their loved one that is wanting the reading is really ready to communicate. If someone's still in very intense grief or shock after a sudden passing, it may be more difficult for communication to happen. So we'll do a couple more questions and then we'll kind of wrap it up for today. This has been fun.
Brienne Cord said, "I need to know how my dad and mom passed. My dad found my mom and I found my dad. Please, please."
Wow. For that, okay, so I would like to do a personal session for that question. And one of the reasons is I would like to have the time to connect to you and to validate that I'm connecting to their spirits. One thing that I do is, as I'm connecting to a spirit, I like to give validating information that only you would know about the spirit to confirm that I'm actually connecting to the right person. So I'd like to do some validating information, and then we can talk about how they pass. They can guide me through the experiences that they have before their passing. So if you would like to set up a session, you can contact me and we can find out that information. I see one more from Lacey May. Hey, Lacey. Thank you all for joining in. I think that's all the questions that we have. I appreciate it so much, and I'm looking forward to doing this again. So look out for me soon, and y'all have a good night. Bye.